We're rocking the perp tonight. Sup, fam? What? R8RBEAR! Woo! Well, I'm owning this Friday. I don't know, just something smells good about this Chiefs game to me. Something smells good about this Chiefs game. I don't know, I'm just saying something smells good about this Chiefs game. I'm not saying it's going to work. I'm not saying we're going to win the game. I'm not jinxing it. Oh, and if Gil Moody's here, someone squash Gil Moody. I'm not in the mood to do it tonight. Just tell him to go away. Very nicely, but tell him to go away. Often imitated, never duplicated. That fool with no hair that shouts like Ric Flair. Oh yeah, I could even strut like him too. I used to love it when he did that back in the day. He got away from that though. Woo! The R8RBEAR! R8RBEARs! How many times have you seen the Jack Daniels bottle but in Raiders? Oh, shut that up. I know, right? Wait, I know it's illegal how good I look right now. R8RBEAR! Oh, and the skull and crossbones. I love this. Okay. I'm all out, okay? It's Friday. I'm all out, okay? It's Friday. We gotta do this. And I like what I've seen. I don't like losing, but I like some of what I've seen as a result of the losing. Players are getting picked up, guys are getting cut, they're making moves, and they're trying to make us better. Even if it may be, shuffling decks on the Titanic. Maybe we miss that iceberg if we get it right. Wait a minute, where are you at? Son of a monkey. R8RBEAR. Corinna knows about that. Alexa, stop. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Appreciate you tuning in for the R8RBEAR. And if you would, please consider a subscription to R8RBEAR family page. Now, there's two ways you can do that. Now, on YouTube, totally free. So you just click on that bell, click on subscribe, and you're on your way. And you'll get alerts when I'm going to be on. Now, as far as Facebook is $5 a month. That's just $5 a month. That means if you did an entire year, it costs $60. Not too bad, right? And what we do with those coins that you contribute to the show and with subscriptions, we give to charities all over the world every single month. And at the end of the year, it usually comes out to quite a large sum because we've been doing it for quite a while now. We've been putting kids in school in Africa. We've been adopting animals. God, I haven't even talked about that in a while. We have an owl, an elephant, a tiger. Oh, and I think a hippo. I can't remember now. I gotta get with Mama Bear on it because she handles all our paperwork with that kind of stuff. Anyway, in other news, Travis! R8RBEAR Live! First comment, MVP tonight on YouTube goes to none other than S.A. Big Dog! I told him I wanted him to win just so I could do that. And look at him. Got my back on that one, S.A. I appreciate you, brother. Second place, my silver medal goes to, back to my usuals, John the Lion Leon. Always catching L's, but never taking losses. Our guy, John the Lion Leon. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. That's one of the coolest old names you can possibly have. I mean, because the name Leon the Tiger, Leon the Lion, it goes back to like the 1600s. I'm serious. If you really look hard, you will find people that look like you with that last name. If you do I'm telling you, I've seen people do those searches and they like drop the book. They're stunned when they get it in the mail. I'm not endorsing anyone. I'm just saying, when you do that lineage stuff and you have a name like Leon, you'll be blown away by the stuff you get back. It's incredible. I did one, obviously, and I was surprised by some of the stuff it said. I won't lie. Very surprised. Third place, Bob Standard! And in reality, his wife wins when he wins, not him. It's always about Casey. I think his wife is so adorable. She's just so adorable. It's so funny. She looks right off of a magazine where you'd like find a woman on a farm with freckles and her hair pulled back, and she's over with a cow going, kill, 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 kill. That's what I see when I see Bob's wife, but like all adorable at it though, Next! Tonight, Facebook, gold medal, numero uno, el jefe. I'm telling you, I mean this honestly, I am enjoying this run. Tonight, the heavyweight champion of the world struts around again. Carlos Boy Kids. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. You keep winning, okay? I like it. Second place, my silver medal goes to that silver-tongued son of a gun. It's no surprise he won the silver. Lucky Pace! What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Always there for R8R BEAR. One of my favorite people. Good dude. When I meet people in person, it's a little bit more lasting. And met him in person. Great dude. Third place, my bronze medal goes. Third place, my bronze medal goes to Ramiro. I had to work on my roll. Castro, woo, Castro. Ramiro, I'm never letting it go. I'm never letting it go. Every time you win the medal, you need to make sure you record this moment. Or know that you have your brother watch this part, okay? Yeah, hey, excuse me, sir, Mr. Castro, your brother, he is Cashflow Castro, okay? You need to give up that email, do whatever you need to do, but don't argue with us, because we'll get you wet and then walk you dry. Don't ask me what that means, I don't know, it just sounds cool. So what's up, everybody? Stephen Marchand, welcome to the show, appreciate you, brother. Okay, here we go. Why not start Carter Bradley? He knows the playbook and can't be worse than Minshew. Cut Minshew already. Okay, first, John, you can't cut Minshew because he's proven in the past that he can win football games. He's proven it. I'm saying to you with all due respect to the roster, not you personally. But what I'm saying about the team itself. We can't keep bringing guys in who play well other places, and then when they're here and they don't play well and they're unhappy, it isn't always their fault. Sometimes it's the organization's fault. And in this instance, I believe that the offensive line, if it just played better, just a little better, and had given us just a little bit more run game instead of virtually dead last in the league, Gardner Minshew would have had more time and he would have been allowed to be more accurate from the pocket. Instead, what we see him doing is reluctantly breaking the pocket because the coaching staff yelled at him about it when we saw him doing it naturally in the preseason and he looked fabulous. Then the season starts and he stops doing it to the extent that he's getting sacked. Then he tries to work it back into his game just because the line's breaking down and blah, 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 blah. So I don't really blame Gardner Minshew. I really don't. It's on us to give him a platform to perform, and we didn't do that. I will say this, though, about Carter Bradley. You know the politics of football and contracts. Carter Bradley is a third or four at best, okay? And it's not because of talent. It's because of contracts in front of him. Gardner Minshew is being paid millions. Okay, AOC is being paid millions. And now you're going to let this kid come up and play and embarrass them and say, yep, he beats everyone. Now, yes, that's what you would do. Yes, that's what I would do. But the politics of agents, contracts, money spent, and the game says you can't do that. It's just kind of a rule. It's not that it never happens. You know, the Niners got a 7th round pick, and they've turned him into one of the best in the league. So I've already heard people say, why don't we just do what they did with Brock Purdy? Because Brock Purdy landed to them when they really needed a quarterback, but didn't really go out there to try and get one. And then they gave him an opportunity, and it worked out. You see what I mean? That's different than where we are. We need a quarterback, and we're not functional enough around a quarterback to just bring in a kid and say, go. You know what I mean? He's going to get hit. He's going to get knocked around. I'm worried about Ritter. This new quarterback, Ritter, that we brought in, he's nice. He was in a battle right to the last minute with this guy named Clyde Toon, and the other guy, Clyde Toon, won it, and then we got Ritter off the waiver wires when they let him go. He thought he was going to be at home, and then he ends up getting a call from the Raiders, and now he's training and getting this offense down because they've let him know there's a chance you could play. You know what I mean? Because no matter how rusty he may be, if Gardner Minshew goes out there again and throws 2 more picks and fumbles the ball twice, or once even to me, then, you know, I mean, what does it hurt anyway? You know, if he's already going to lose the game, what difference does it make if we lose with Ritter? Maybe with Ritter, we get a chance for him to go wild, maybe do something. Or like you said, Carter Bradley. You know, maybe look at him and just say, hey, you know, maybe we give this guy an opportunity. There's no way to know what might happen. And if he sparks, you get wins out of him, great. It's not like they're going to give him the job. He could go out there. They could give Carter Bradley an opportunity. He could look like Tom Brady in his youth, just slinging the rock all over the place, and he still wouldn't get the job. I'm serious. We're not smart enough to do that. We're not smart enough to do that, to just take the L, let go of the other quarterbacks, give him the full starting job, and then just go get 2 strawberries, just 2 veteran quarterback nobodies who won't challenge him for the job, and then just put those 2 warm bodies behind him, and then tell him, go get it, kid. It's your roster now. You know what I mean? That's what you should do. We saw what it did with the Niners. They're doing it right now, again. For what, 3 years in a row now with that kid? And let's be honest, he's being exposed now. It's not that he's not a good quarterback. It's just the system he was under made him look like he was Joe Montana's little son. You know what I mean? And instead, no, he's just a guy. And he was in Shanahan's system. But defenses are starting to figure out, if you take the run away from them and you sit back on his throws, he's not able to make quick enough decisions. And because he's such a game manager of a quarterback, he just always throws to the check down. When he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, he goes bam, check down, like a computer. He doesn't even think about it because he knows that's the smartest, you know, way to go is check all your situations, and then if none of them are open, you go to the check down so you don't take a sack, and he doesn't have to scramble and all these other things. And let someone else at running back, you know, catch a little 4-yard pass and get tackled immediately. But so what? It's like a 4-yard run. And that's what he's been doing. But now it's not working because they're taking away the deep stuff and they've stopped the run. Because they don't have Christian McCaffrey. And that other guy, Debo, has been hurt. You see what I mean? But we're going through the same sort of thing. Zamir White's not looking great. We lose our number 1 and our number 2 wide receiver. One to free agency and the other one to health. You know? People say, oh, you're tanking. Is that tanking? You know what I mean? I don't know if I'd call that. I don't know if that's evidence of tanking. It may fit tanking. It's easy just to go, look, they lost, they're tanking. You know, but does it fit? You know what I mean? I see them bringing in new players. Hang on. I have let's see. Yeah, I have it right here. Okay, let's see. On October 11th, October 12th, they activated safety Trey Taylor from the reserve injured list. They activated Christian Wilkins and Alex Backman from the practice squad. Then 2 days later, Christian Wilkerson and Alex Backman were reverted to the practice squad. Then, on the 16th, we signed Blake Lynch to the practice squad. He's still with us. We also, on the 19th, that's 3-4 days later, we signed Alex Backman again to the active roster. We activated tight end Justin Shorter just to be safety concerns because of what was going on with Michael Mayer, and wide receiver Christian Wilkerson, all to the practice squad. Then more names again. Signed defensive tackle Zach Carter to the active squad. We get rid of dead weight and Jade Silveria and the other tight end that we no longer need now, Justin Shorter and Christian Wilkerson. Those guys, though, were reverted back to the practice squad. Justin Shorter, the tight end, and Christian Wilkerson, the wide receiver, back from the practice squad. Nesta Jade Silveri is the only guy they let go to make room for Zach Carter. Then fast forward, the 22nd, we signed Desmond Ritter to the active roster from the Arizona Cardinals practice squad. We placed Aiden O'Connell on injured reserve. By the way, Aiden O'Connell is his fracture is 4 to 6 weeks. So with a thumb on your throwing hand, so it's 6 weeks. I know some of you are saying, well, what if it's 4 or it's 5? No. I have experience with this, I promise you. It's the way it's broken. Because it goes across his thumb, that has everything to do with grip strength and those muscles and their movement. And if the muscles are still atrophied because they haven't been used so long because of the break, he's got to work on that to get that back, or the ball will just squirt right out of his hands, or someone can just bump into him and he'll fumble it. Because he's got to be able to get that tension on the ball. So that's 6 weeks, minimum. He might be well at 4 weeks, but he'll probably need 2 more just to get that tension strength back in his hands. Does that make sense? I know it does. Let's see. We also signed Terrence Marshall. That's the wide receiver we picked up from the Panthers. Terrence Marshall Jr. I like him. He's got size. He's got good hands. If you watch video, you'll see that. He's not remarkable, but to be honest with you, what I liked about him is he literally feels like a Jacoby Myers, like backup. He's perfect. He's not going to be better than Jacoby Myers, but he definitely can replace Jacoby Myers. He can make a catch here and there, get down, give you yards, so on and so forth. And he's got good hands. That's the thing I like about him. So if we end up in the red zone and we just have to go to him in like an emergency, he probably will come up with the ball. I like what I saw from Terrence Marshall. And, Alex Backman's another guy I wish would get more minutes, but I don't think he ever is going to. Shane Street, what's up, brother? That's my guy right there. Jake always bumping something. What's up, Jake Bumpus? I like that profile pic. Jeff Poindexter, how you doing, man? What did Jeff say? Raiders! Yeah. Raider Speedy, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Always good to see you, family. Raider Speedy's a good dude. I don't know how, there's probably quite a few that haven't had a chance to meet him yet. But when you think of legitimate super fan Raider people, Raider Speedy's in my top 10. Good dude. Thank you, Corinna. I appreciate that. Cameron Brackett, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Armando Medrano. I love that name. I would say that with so much attitude. My name? You want to know my name? My name is Armando Medrano. That's just me. That's how I would do it. I'm just saying. Oh, wow. After saying what a stand-up guy he is, I read Raider Speedy, the uncensored, X-rated live. You can only get that from a Raider fan. You will never, and I mean never, see another fan base with fans like that make you laugh from situations like that. And that was all real. I had no idea that's what that said. Hello, family. Can I get an Oso Raider prayers and thoughts? Of course. Prayers and thoughts out to you, Oso Raider. Much love to you, brother. Honestly, Raider Speedy, I hope he doesn't mind this, and I hope he sees this. If he doesn't, maybe you can, text him and hit him up. I don't have his private number, but I like him a lot. And when we got to party and we got to hang out and sit down and enjoy libations together, I dug him. He dug me, and I like him. He's a good dude. As far as presidents of chapters go, he's a good dude. I like him a lot. I've met some I can't stand, so I liked him right off the bat. And his woman, too. She's really cool. Rude Boy Raider 305 in the house. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Minshew has no deep ball, causing the defense to stack the box. They don't worry about the deep ball with Minshew. Well, John, there's some truth to that, but you also don't worry about it because we don't have a take off the top guy. Trey Tucker can do that, but he can't do it if he's being doubled constantly because our 1 and our 2 are gone. Where in the past, Trey Tucker would always be facing usually their 3rd or 4th string corner. You know what I mean? Sometimes even a safety because they get caught in the wrong, defensive position, and instead of being in a shell, shell prevent a dime or a nickel, they're in a 3-4, and a safety has to pick them up because they didn't recognize the. Why can't I talk tonight? Because the defense didn't recognize what play formation we were in. And because we were in a pass formation instead of a run, and they get caught in that, they have to switch because they can't bring in more personnel. Because if you snap the ball, they're screwed. It's a penalty and blah, blah. So they would have to switch, have their safety pick up someone like Trey Tucker, and that doesn't work. You pick up Trey with a safety, all they're going to see is his last name on his jersey, and that's it. That man can legitimately fly. But I do agree with you. I am concerned with Minshew's arm strength. You know what I mean? He's shown that he can throw a deep ball, but not what we consider a deep ball. But you got to see, he's not Josh Allen. You know, that's not what we have. We've got a guy who can scramble. He's smart. He usually protects the ball. I can tell you, and he said it himself, he's never turned the ball over like this in his career. So it's a combination of him trying to do too much and also the line having its breakdowns. That's what I think it is exactly. Glenn Medina, what's up? Welcome to the show. Troy Gill, what's up, man? Good to see you. Pete Merrill, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Colby K. Well, Glenn Medina, let me put that up there so everyone can see what we're talking about. Why can't we bring in some real talent instead of patchwork players? Now, the real reason we can't do that is because we're in the middle of regime change. I don't know that they have faith in Antonio right now. They don't. And I feel like there's some sort of building going on behind him, and it's going to involve Tom Brady and Mark Davis coming together and saying, hey, look, that coach of USC or that coach of North Carolina or that coach of Alabama or, the Sun Devils or whoever, they're going to pick some hot coach that they like, that they feel like they can mold, and Tom Brady and him can mold an offense that's like unstoppable. I hate saying this, but I kind of know now how Tom Brady's mind works. But I just do, and I know that's what he's looking for. I know he's looking for a franchise where he can literally lead it like a pirate ship, where he's the captain, the man in charge, telling the offense, everything. He wants to run everything. And he's basically going to be a shadow president for the Raiders. He's going to be a shadow president of personnel and operations. They'll give it some, expanded title like that. And it'll just basically mean he's the guy who, even if Tom Telesco's still with the roster, he's got to put things by Tom now. You know what I mean? Instead of the other way around. And then Tom's going to say to Telesco, if he doesn't like a guy, he's going to say no. And he's going to tell him, look at this guy. And then Telesco can give Tom feedback, Tom and Tom. One Tom to another. It's like we're in hell. It really is. It's like we're in hell. We have Tom Brady as a minority owner, allegedly. Then suddenly, rumors start spreading rampantly the moment the NFL clears him that he's going to be all but in charge. And Mark Davis is like bowing to the throne that is Tom Brady. Literally just... Did you guys get all that? You want to see it again? No, I don't want to do it. But that's what he's going to be doing. You know what I mean? And Mark Davis is going to give him all the leeway because he believes him and he likes the fact that he's a ticket seller and he knows football. And he brings butts to seats. He just does. He will bring butts to seats. He really will. Even though he's not throwing the rock, even though he's not playing for the Raiders, he will bring butts to seats. He really will because he'll do it through the roster. He'll get us winning more. That will make Raider fans respond more. That'll make local Vegas people be like, hey, okay, I'm going to put on my Raider stuff and go to a game where we look pretty good right now. And then the winning will start. And I'll just go ahead and admit, I don't expect Tom Brady to fail. I really don't. I don't know how you guys feel, but every expert, every person that's ever worked with him, they've all said the same thing. Everything he does in life, he tries to dominate. The only thing they've seen him fail at is his marriage. Hey, I can tell that joke, okay? I've got 26 years in, okay? I say it like it's a jail sentence. I got 26 years in behind these bars. Hello! Stars contributed to the show go directly to charities like the Kind Fund, Kids in Need of Desks, in which time we sent 28 kids to school the first year we were working with them. We also work with Punks for Autism. That's PFA, Punks for Autism. And I tell people all the time, even if you're not interested in buying a shirt, you should go look at it, because Punks for Autism was built around a dozen or so artists who reached out to Punks for Autism and said, I'm going to give you original art that's amazing. You can put it on shirts and sell it. And so, since the money is going toward autism research, and a lot of these artists are from all over the world, Russia, Germany, Mexico, United States, Canada, and they're all original artwork. So if you buy the shirt from Punks for Autism, not only does your money and your contribution go toward Punks for Autism, but you also get a sweet shirt that you're never going to bump into anyone actually having, unless they happen to have gotten it from the same site. And what's the odds of that? Rosanna Pucci, what's up, love? Welcome to the show. Rosanna, you want to look on New Era, what was it again? New Era Fitted caps, and you're going to look for you would say purple Raiders. And it should come up for you. Corinne almost made me spit my coffee. Raider Bear, you said the shady one's name and my ears started to hurt. Oh, stop it. Why don't we bring so hot college coaching staff? Go young, not washed up coaching. I think what you just said, Glenn, is going to be maybe the only reason why we may not hire Belichick. I think there is a very good chance that Tom Brady may stop and say to himself, and I mean this seriously, Tom Brady may stop and say to himself, I can do everything he did. I was with him for over a decade, running the same system year after year after year. And Belichick in reality is a defensive-minded coach, not an offensive coach. He's always been a guy that designs defenses and stops other teams. And then he relies on his offensive coordinator and his players to execute the offense. So I don't know that he's going to want that guy in that role, when in reality, Tom can just bring in a puppet that's going to run what he wants to run. And if it's the same system, Tom can run that. He doesn't need him for that. You notice with Josh McDaniels, I promise you, even though the Raider Nation, myself, and everyone involved in this, we all love our Raiders, and we went after Josh McDaniels hard because we wanted Mark to get rid of him, okay? And we won. Mark gave up on him. Or did we? Because I think there's a very good chance that the reason why it took so long was because he was standing pat, and Tom Brady went to him and said, let him go. It's not even that important. And I mean this seriously. It sounds like I'm making a joke when I say this, but I'm being serious. Tom Brady and Josh McDaniels used to routinely get into fights on the sidelines, where Tom Brady would cuss him out every foul word you could think of. And so much so that the cameras had to turn away from the sidelines. That's why when he was playing and he used to have, bad moments, people always thought that the league favored him, and that's why they wouldn't show him pouting on the bench when he'd make mistakes, and that's not it at all. It's because you could read his lips. He was so demonstrative, screaming at Josh McDaniels, and the league didn't want us to figure out, he's saying that to him? And then he'd do it again and again and again. So, yeah, Glenn, I do want to win, but I don't want to win like that. I feel like I would rather lose for 4 more years. If I knew that in 4 years I was going to have a winner and I wouldn't have Tom Brady as a part of the team, I'd wait. I'd accept these next 4 years of losing. What difference does it make? Every team goes through this. Every team does. Now, I want to win, but I don't want to win with him. I don't want to do that. I have honor. I don't know how to say it any other way than that. I have honor. I don't cheat. I don't cheat at Monopoly. I don't cheat at cards. I don't cheat. See, because it means something to me when I beat someone that they know I beat them. It's not because I cheated. It's not because you had an off day. I beat you. And I like to be able to say that in everything. When I play basketball, when I golf, when I drive, when I ride my bike. Woo! Tiddlywinks! I have a competition I do with my wife privately. I've never told anyone this. I have a competition I do privately with Mama Bear where we have the tissue paper in our bathroom and we try to position it like sculpture. I'm the champ. She always comes in second to me. I'm the best at that. I can make them tilt and stand on their side. Just look like they're, it doesn't make sense. They should be falling down, but nope, I can do it. You just got to get them just right. Rosanna Pucci, I have not done anything lately for Special Olympics, but I have done work with Special Olympics in the past. Glenn Medina, I would not be surprised if that rumor were true. I don't know what anyone's looking at when they talk about her. I don't think she's beautiful at all. Not even a little bit. I'm dead serious. She looks like a skinny horse that turned into a human being. I don't see it at all. She looks like the Joker from Batman comics if he was like emaciated and skinny. I mean, I'm not trying to rip her that hard. That one was pretty bad, but I don't see it. All right, so starting is going to be Gardner Minshew, so just get that out of your head as far as Ritter. Ritter is the emergency right now, but if Gardner plays badly in this next game, they'll probably just let him lose, and then next week after that, they'll put Ritter in. But I don't know, maybe not, because they may be using, it's starting to look more and more like this is regime change, and they don't want to say it out loud, but that's why Tom, now that he's been cleared by the NFL, is going to be able to come in and, make this change and this change. The only guy, star player-wise, that's going to survive all this is Max Crosby. That's it. Everyone else is susceptible, even Colton Miller. Because Colton Miller's not a kid anymore. He's been starting to have back problems. He's been in the league for a few years now. You know what I mean? So you want to start looking in the draft, free agency and so on. Maybe you bring in another big, furniture moving left tackle, and replace him out. I don't know. We'll see. Cameron Brackett, I don't think there's a need for Bill either, but at the same time, remember, Tom worked with him all those years, and he knows that if he puts him in, he knows what he does. And the fact that their relationship is so strong, that would translate to the field. It really would. Now, I don't want it for us. I just don't want this. I don't like it. I don't like all these attempts to try to make things like the Patriot way. It feels like Mark Davis is trying to take the Patriot way fruit and squeeze a couple more championships out of it. And I don't like it. And what's worse is they're going to take his money. They're going to say, yeah, okay, we'll try again. It's dumb. It's dumb. I don't mind the Tom Brady so much because he's a minority owner and he will have change and so on. But, I mean, it's going to be small stuff. We're going to see him making moves from behind the scenes. I don't really care about that. Like, for example, he says who we pick in the first round. To me, although that's a big deal, that's not that big a deal. He's just helping Mark and the rest of the franchise pick the right guy. And if he turns out to be the right guy, great. You know what I mean? But I do not want Mark to sell to him, and I think he's going to. And I don't think most of the roster is going to survive this flip because Tom's going to want this to be about him and his knowledge. So he probably will let the defensive coordinator go, which I know some of you don't care, but he's a good coach. He really is, guys. It's sometimes it's either players or it's a coach, okay? With this instance, our defensive coordinator, it's the player personnel. He doesn't have enough stars. The ones he has are super young, like Jacorian Bennett, who's only on his second year. Linebacker, super young, undersized guys. He just, I don't know how much Bill could even do with it anyway. Mike Vrabel will be the next coach of the Raiders, and he's a friend of Tom Brady's. Troy, I actually announced that myself a week or so ago because he obviously is a great coach. What he did with the Titans was amazing. I mean, he took a bad Titan team with a bad quarterback situation and completely flipped them around. Had their offense and their defense working. So, see, now, if he makes that move, I'm in. I don't see Mike Vrabel as a Patriot. Now, although he was, and he did play with Tom, the reason I see him as different is he left that franchise. He left those guys behind, and he went off to Tennessee to make his own way. And see, I respect the hell out of Mike Vrabel. And now I don't even see him as the former player of the Patriots. When I see him now, I just remember, damn, man. I mean, he took Derrick Henry, and Ryan Tannehill, some chewing gum, and some dynamite, and made a winner. You know what I mean? Wrapped it all up with a rubber band and threw it out there, and boom, wins. And, they were never devastating. They weren't going to win a title, but nobody wanted to play them. Week after week, nobody wanted to play that team. They were always ready to go, and they always played hard defense and ran the ball, and he made them in his image. If Vrabel came to us, I would be excited about that. That's turned the Raiders into a winner. I would believe in that. Because that guy wins a locker room. Mike Vrabel wins a locker room. Because he's so close to being removed from being a player. He's not just a player. He doesn't even look like he's been gone that long. Still looks in great shape. You know what I mean? Still has that fire in him. If he came in the Raiders locker room, it would be just like it was with AP. The only difference is that this guy has actual winning experience as a head coach. I love AP, but I think some of the mistakes he's making are starting to show. I still believe in AP can turn this team around and give him another year. John, I agree with that, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think that Tom is going to convince Mark that he should allow him to get another guy. So even if let's say he ends this season on a decent note, they'll let him start next season too. Because whoever their guy is that they're going to pick, it just keeps popping out, I apologize. But whoever they decide to pick from wherever they pick him from, maybe they even give someone else a shot from within the NFL. You know what I mean? And our defensive coordinator has been looked at, Patrick Graham's been looked at as a head coach somewhere else. They asked for interviews of him, and Mark Davis turned it down because he was worried about losing him. Yeah, Rosanna Pucci says it best. I mean, Tom Brady could have picked other teams. Why the Raiders? Rosanna, that's a great comment, and I really appreciate that. And I would say this to you. I think part of it is the fact that he was being lured there by Mark Davis. Mark Davis was really reaching out for a long time to get him to bring his name, money, and prestige to the Raiders. See, that's how Mark Davis sees it. I don't see it that way, but I know that's how Mark sees it. So Mark was rolling the red carpet out to him right when Tom was in that process of, okay, I'm divorced now. I'm retired. I'm never going to go back to the Bucs or the Miami Dolphins or the Raiders or anywhere else. I'm a businessman now. Hello, what? Mark Davis on line one? All right, put it through. And that's kind of how it worked. It was just great timing. Now, Mark, it's not like Mark didn't know him. I mean, he bought into the Aces as a part owner with Mark Davis of the women's WNBA team, the Aces, and then they won 2 titles. So Mark's going to feel like that kind of went along with Tom, and that Tom and Mark kind of made that happen with the Aces. And now Mark's saying, come up here, my lucky charm, you handsome Ken doll, you. And we're going to do it for the Raiders. And yeah. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll know right away if they get a young quarterback for the future. And if they get him because they move up, then we know this is a total rebuild. If they just pick from wherever we get a spot, it's not a rebuild. Or it's a soft one where they plan on going slow, which I wouldn't understand, because to me, every team is a NASCAR race team. Every single year, you got to change the wheels, change the parts, change the steering, change the gas tank. You got to do everything to make it lighter, faster than it was last year, because you didn't win last year. So coming back with the same car makes no sense. So flip it, adjust it, tighten it up, pow, let's go. That's what I'm hoping to see from it. If I see that, then okay, I'll be on board. I don't have to like it, but I'll be on board. The only thing I don't like is the guy, getting who will get the accolades from it, and it'll be Tom, because nobody likes Mark. We all think no, he's an idiot. He's a not far removed cocaine addict. Don't think that's mean. Look at the legal records; it's a fact. He got into trouble for it a lot before his dad died, and then he brought that nonsense with him to his older years, and then from what I understand now, he's clean, and he's been clean since back at Oakland. But I don't know, man. You can do a lot of things in this life. Don't do that. You know what I mean? I don't have respect for that. That's something that's made in a lab by some jerk that just wants your money, and he doesn't care if he kills you. You know what I mean? Don't do drugs. It's just flippin' stupid. And so if you take anything from me, take that with you. Don't do that. It's flippin' stupid. Glenn, it's not a joke. Ritter actually has a very strong arm, stronger than Gardner Minshew, and not by a little. He's got a big arm. The only reason he lost the quarterback competition that he was in with the Cardinals to that guy Clayton Tune was because Clayton Tune is more of a tight pocket passer, and Ritter is more of a pocket passer that likes to roll out, create sight lanes. What's that sound like? Gardner Minshew. But it didn't work for him with the Cardinals. The guy beat him out, and he was released. We picked him up off their waivers, and Bob's your uncle now. Ritter's with us. And he's excited to have an opportunity with us. Even if it doesn't necessarily lead to something, it could lead to something with some other team that sees him playing well for Las Vegas. So he's excited. I'm excited because what I've read about him is everything about it is good except one thing, and it is, Superman's kryptonite. This is the one thing about a quarterback you don't want to hear, but he's a little inaccurate. The scout that I read, in fact, said this point, and I quote, every sixth or eighth throw will be off. He'll be rocking and hitting guys over here and throwing this over here, and everything's fine. And then on that sixth or seventh throw, he'll throw it, and it'll be behind the guy or too high, things like that. He throws balls in dangerous ways. In other words, if you're going to miss, you want to miss low. If you miss high, what happens is sometimes the player will go up to catch it and end up tapping the ball in the air like a volleyball. And that gives all the defensive players an opportunity to see it, acclimate to where it is in the air, and jump and make a catch, interception. And so that's what Ritter's he's got to break that stigma that's on him. That when he throws in ways that could turn into turnovers and hurt the team. Yeah, Glenn, I don't think they're going to hire Bill. I'm just concerned about it because if you really stop and think about it, it does make some sense. He's worked with Tom. He's been a winner, with Tom, so. Do you think Sanders is a true quality quarterback to draft? Glenn Medina, I'm not sure about that because although I've seen him play and I've seen some exciting things, I've also seen some mistakes. And moreover, his dad's in charge. And that's where I'm like, I don't want to fall for the flim-flam of Deion Sanders like LeBron James did with his son. You know what I mean? Selling him like he's this incredible player. We go out and get him, and then suddenly, we're screwed. Oh, wow. Freddie Freeman hit a walk-off grand slam tonight. Wow. Wow. In the 10th. That's incredible. What a game. Oh, too bad I missed that. All right, guys, that is my showtime. Alexa, play Hide by NASA. I got to cut it just a little bit short tonight because I got to go pick up my daughter from work tonight.
Songs on Amazon Music.
All right, that's my show. Much love. Shout out to my armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard, Space Force. Whatever you do, the energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice. Active and veteran, much love. R8RBEAR! Oh, wait a minute, I gotta answer this one. Wait a minute, hold on, that's my guy, Victor. Bear, I think Mahomo is going to punish us for that Kermit the Frog doll. He might. I know he said he was going to remember it. We'll see. I don't know. Against our defense, it might be tough. I'm predicting a win. Unbeaten teams always lose. Who better than us? Raiders. 27-21. 27-24. Raiders. Much love. I'm out. And I'll see you on Monday. R8RBEAR family page. Peace.